All right, welcome back, ladies and gents, to recap of Game 4. Miami Heat take it. They are leading 3-1 in the series. We've got Joe Money McCarr, Nick BALLIN to discuss it all with me. Joe, let's start with you. The Boston Celtics, how did they let it go?
Well, for Boston tonight, in the first half, one thing I saw that I didn't like was they were giving up offensive boards way too easily. We saw one possession in the second quarter. Miami, who really didn't have a big lineup to begin with, once they began to set out a bio, Miami got 4 possessions on one try. Now, they didn't capitalize on that, but just knowing that you're giving Miami or any opponent extra chances like that isn't going to help your odds of winning. And of course, in the first half, we also know Tatum was pretty much non-existent when it comes to offense. Yes, his defense is there, so he's providing a little bit of two-way consistency, but the offense has to be flowing if you want to win close playoff games. In the second half, he really turned it on, but by then, I would say his game just wasn't fully where you would expect a young superstar to be come playoff time. The next point of emphasis I want to touch on was shot selection. So Marcus Smart's a kind of a polarizing character. You know, sometimes he looks like he could be the third Splash Brother, and then other times you look at him and you're like, why did you take that shot? You shouldn't be taking that shot. That was a contested look. You could have moved the ball around and found a better look. So I feel like Smart needs to improve his shot selection because when he's getting good looks, you know, you don't mind him shooting threes. But it's once he's kind of like putting the ball in his own hand to stopping the flow of the offense that you kind of like tell him like, okay, maybe you should tune it down a notch. And then in the second half, we just noticed a lot of turnovers from Boston on their part. And I'd say the biggest reason they lost this game tonight, stellar play from Tyler Herro. They really just seem to have no answer for him. So look for the defense to tune it up next game. Look for them to stop Herro, kind of get the ball out of his hands and make adjustments to try to get back in the series and see what they can do.
I can be your hero, baby. Nick BALLIN. Let me know how Miami Heat did it with the 20-year-old rookie stepping up, obviously. He was one of the big parts.
It's impossible to not start with Tyler Herro's game, as Joe already mentioned. The 20-year-old rookie just lit the Celtics up tonight, just particularly when his teammates couldn't find a shot to drop. He finished with the game-high 37 points on 14 of 21 shooting, 5 of 10 from downtown. Secured a key 6 rebounds as well, whether that was yanking them down or back-tapping it out to shooters who more often than not weren't going to put the ball in the hole tonight. We'll get to that soon. And then he also had 3 assists as well. But to really put his game into context, there's only one player who was aged 20 or younger who scored more in a playoff game. That player is Magic Johnson. So pretty impressive company for the young man. Tyler Herro just keeps getting it done with anything that he does, and his story in the playoffs has been massive. Obviously, a real slog of a game to watch at various stages, particularly for the Heat. Outside of Herro's hot shooting, they really, really struggled from downtown. They went 27% from deep. Guys like Jay Crowder and Duncan Robinson had borderline no impact on the game. And some of the really hard ones to watch, Joe already mentioned the fact that Miami got quite often repeated looks with offensive rebounds, and they'd have sometimes 2 or 3 looks from deep on the same possession, and they'd all just go clank, clank, and then clank, and it was just sometimes a bit rough to watch, but they did enough to get it done. Butler came out of the gate really well after probably being questioned a little bit at times for his aggressiveness in certain games. I thought he set the tone early, although he didn't have his best shooting night. Hit clutch free throws at the end of the game. He finished with 24 points as well. And then Bam Adebayo's really big 20 and 12 game. However, the big storyline with the big man there kept holding that left wrist quite a lot late in the fourth quarter. That'll be a really massive storyline to watch because he's been so key for the Heat on both ends of the floor, whether that's been really killing the Celtics in the pick and roll with Goran Dragic, pulling down rebounds and disrupting shots. If he's not there, the series could turn very, very quickly. But his game was awesome. We saw Spoelstra go away from guys like Kelly Olynyk and Kendrick Nunn. We saw a random Solomon Hillside in the first quarter, which I think some people might have thought that he wasn't even playing for the Heat. Some people might have thought, like, what's he doing out there? And I think the guys in the Twitter group posted that he looked like he'd come back from 2021. Certainly looked like Robin Williams in Jumanji when he comes out of the game. Rest in peace. But aside from those 4 early minutes for Solomon Hill, Spoelstra only went to Herro off the bench, and also someone who played really big minutes for the Heat, Andre Iguodala. He didn't exactly have the biggest, scoring impact on the game, but everybody knows that's not what Iggy does best. He's a really calming veteran presence, which is really key for this Miami Heat team. He had 3 steals, 2 boards, and 2 assists. I thought his minutes were really important to the Heat getting the win eventually. But as I said about the turnovers for the Celtics, Miami looked a lot better. Only 2 turnovers in the second half. A big key to them getting the win.
Absolutely. Guys, I just wanted to finish with something a bit more important than basketball. In relation to the news regarding Breonna Taylor's heinous murder, I just wanted to say a few things. And I wanted to say things probably from people that have a more eloquence than I do. From Colin Kaepernick, the white supremacist institution of policing that stole Breonna Taylor's life from us must be abolished for the safety and well-being of our people. And LeBron James as well. I've been lost for words today. I'm devastated, hurt, sad, mad. We want justice for Breonna, yet justice was meant for her neighbor's apartment walls and not her beautiful life. Was I surprised at the verdict? Absolutely not. But damn it, I was hurt and I'm still hurt and heavy-hearted. I send my love to Breonna's mother, family, and friends. I'm sorry. One final thing I will finish with, guys, is a little bit of a quote. Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are. Stay tuned for the next episode, guys.